Hello to you. Well, Jesse is at his door, and that is a question of, has he made a mess? Which he hasn't, so that's a bit of a bonus because it means taking him outside. So, how do you spend your days? And what it is that you do with your snakes? But I bet that this just isn't one of those things that you do. And I don't believe that a lot of people do this, and yet our snakes are really more than capable of understanding that they can do this, I guess you could say. So, Jess, you're going to make your way out, as you do, because then I can take you outside, even though the ground is a little bit moist from the rain that we had, but I'm sure he'll survive. So I'm not going to leave the camera on while Jesse slowly makes his way out here, though I'm sure that you enjoy seeing Jess. He's a beautiful jungle carpet python. He is a male. That much I do know about Jesse. And he is 5 years old. He's pretty much the same age as Tessa is, but completely different snakes by nature, I can say that much. Jesse is not as confident when it comes to being handled as my Tessa is. Jesse is one of those snakes that doesn't feel so secure with us humans holding them, and I've realised, and I've mentioned this before about Jesse, that is the way he is, and you will find that you will get some snakes that are just like this, and for no particular reason. It is just the way that they are. There is nothing that you can really do to change it. I do find with Jesse that after I've got him in my arms and had him in my arms for a little while, he tends to calm down a bit and isn't so stressy about the fact that I'm actually holding him. I think that brain clicks into the mode of, well, she's got me and I'm okay, and yeah, just relax, Jesse, and he does. But when I first pick him up, he is extremely grippy of me, and to be careful when your snake does that. And that's not about them wrapping around your neck and wrapping tight. They can wrap around your fingers, and if you haven't got them in the right position, they could actually break your fingers. And it has been known to happen. And I did mention someone that had a friend that was handling, it was actually a jungle carpet python, had to be a jungle carpet python. It's not just related to jungle carpet pythons, it's related to any species, especially your big constrictors, because they will constrict and they will hang on, and Jesse does for dear life. And I do have to be very mindful of my fingers because he can bend them backwards, and if he's got a tight grip, I'm absolutely in big trouble, you could say, because I do kind of am the one that looks after him and handles him pretty much on my own. So he's almost out. He's only got his little tail to go, which you can see is hanging over that branch. So I'll click back on when we're outside. Okay, so we are outside, but my question is, so what do you do with your snakes on a daily basis, or what is it that your snakes do on a daily basis? anything at all. Do they want to come out? Are they climbing on their branches? Are they basking? Are they under the heat? Are they hiding in a hide? What are your snakes doing? Now, on a daily basis, I watch my snakes do many things but demand things, such as Jesse at his door demanding that I bring him outside. I know he needs to come outside because it's about that time for Jesse, after a few meals, couple of meals actually at this particular point, that he will be contemplating using or going to the bathroom. And I know it's a subject I bring up a fair bit, and today I uploaded a video with Oscar, who actually came outside and went to the toilet for the very, very first time, which was incredibly wonderful to see him do, because it's a process that has now started for him, because his brain has grown enough to think about. That's what he did when he was outside, and he'll now take the opportunity when he is outside. That last time I went to the bathroom, and I'll take the opportunity to do that, because I've often said that they do not like to mess in their enclosures, and they don't. You know, you'll find that they mess in the same spot, or in their water bowl, or in a corner, or at the back, or but not where they may be going to be, or to crawl across or get across from one space to the other. So, you know, they very much find a corner or a back wall, or like I said, in the water bowl, which actually the water bowl is a great place, because you just pick the water bowl up and you take it out and you empty it out and you clean it out and disinfect it and put it back in for them. So, you know, I have Archie that doesn't even really come down. He keeps his top half, and Archie is my rough scale, keeps the top half of his body up wherever he's hanging, and he just drops his tail down. And he's long enough pretty much for his tail to reach the ground, I must say. But he kind of does it from midair, and I hear it, you could say. So it, to me, is a subject that is, because it tells you that your snakes very much do think and process and figure things out. They really can. And if on a daily basis you are watching them yourself, you need to watch them, because that is one of the most important things that you're going to do with your snakes, is to actually watch them and see what they're doing, because you very much need to tune into their life. You know, we want them to tune into ours, absolutely. Well, I do anyway. I didn't get snakes to just, bring them home and stick them in an enclosure, and or even, stick them in an enclosure and make that enclosure incredibly enriching for them, and say to myself, well, you know, they've got an enclosure and they've got everything that they need in there. It wasn't what I wanted to do with my snakes. I really wanted to know them and to understand their psyche, I guess is the word, what they think and what they could be thinking. And, you know, I may not always get it right, but their body language is so very readable that a lot of the time you can get it right more than you can get it wrong. And if you get it wrong, your snakes are also extremely forgiving to you. as you know, when I say forgiving to you, if it's of no harm to the snake, it's very forgiving to them. You do something that is extremely wrong to that snake, you know, you aggravate it, you play the game of sticking your hand in there and letting them strike, but getting away from them, doing it again and saying, oh, I'm too quick for you, you're not going to get me. That is damage, and that is actually what I would consider to be abuse and trauma for that particular snake. So avoid, you know, don't be that type of a person with your snake. There's enough of them out there that don't mind that being the way it is with their snakes, though more and more people are wanting, you know, sweet-natured snakes, not these wild, defensive, fearful animals. And we're long past wild. You know, we are well into captive bred by the time we actually get ours. So a lot of that wild has gone. You know, it's just not in them anymore. And in reality, I don't know if it should be in them anymore, though I do know that genetically temperament can definitely be passed down from mum and dad to their offspring, which, as I think I've said, I would like to see more being bred for temperament rather than for the looks of the snake. You know, we want to breed the best looking snakes, absolutely, because the best looking snakes make money. But for the average person, we want nice temperamented snakes. And if you've got nice temperamented snakes, then on a daily basis, you're going to do a whole lot more with your snake than just have it in an enclosure. You will welcome that snake to come out. You will welcome that snake to interact with you and to be a part of your life, and for you to live with them and they live with you. Not they live a separate life altogether. They get fed and watered. The door gets opened at that particular time. Their little space is all cleaned up for them. And if you think that makes a happy snake, that's such a small percentage of having your snakes happy. And happy, we know, means healthy. So for me and my healthy boy Jesse here, who is just having a bit of a squiz around at this particular point, because sometimes it takes them a little while to find their spot. Okay? They need a little bit of time. Well, the old tails are waggling, but he just got to get it on the grass, and then he knows, okay, that's where I can go, and I think he's going to take his head off the grass. But yeah, the tail needs to be on the grass. It just tends to be the way it goes. Come on, Jesse. No, you going to do your thing? Like, honestly, I know it's not the perfect spot yet, but it is almost, I can tell. Yes, almost. Stop. Right. No, not yet. Okay, you're going to do it on that side. Thinking. When they stop, that means they're concentrating. Reminds me of little kids. Stop and concentrate sometimes, and snakes are no different. But where are you? Okay. Well, as you can see, there he goes. Good boy. Well done. So you take care. Look after your snakes. Yeah, what do you do on a daily basis? Ciao.